Hey y'all! Happy
What up?
President's Day.
Oh
If you
shit,
had,
yeah.
if you had today off from work, good for you. If you
Yes.
didn't, you didn't miss much.
Sorry.
But welcome to our episode 2 rewatch of Mandalorian season
The
1.
child. The child.
Yes.
Everything is a the something, by the way. All the episodes.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, everything is the something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The first one was okay. It's The Mandalorian, The Mandalorian. The first episode.
Okay. I mean, it's good to reinforce
Yeah.
it. But tonight we are being joined by Roof Mistress Leia.
Yay! Oh my god, there she is! Look at her, so beautiful!
Yes, so excited. So excited. So, how you been?
Good. I've been geeking out all day. Just so excited for tonight.
I mean, like, I had fun watching Rings of Power, but I wasn't enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying Mandalorian. I mean,
well, because there's a baby.
That's true. The baby.
But Rings of Power, there's
Brother Dan. What up?
Hey Dan. I think her hair does look fabulous.
It's true.
I think with Rings of Power, because there's so much like background stuff, like we know they can only use certain things. They put so much mystery in it. Because we already know the characters, we're trying to figure out who's who. Like it's thought heavy, right?
Yeah.
When you can watch The Mandalorian and just enjoy the story.
Well, and it's all based loosely off of the Silmarillion, and then there was like time compression, and then a whole bunch of extra details that were added in, and
so many rolling R's.
I mean,
rolling R's every 30 seconds.
That's the enjoyable part, but like it's a story that we know to some degree, right? So we know
had
some
to have
portions of
subtitles on for that because I was just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I keep the subtitles on for everything because I am getting old, and I also like to snack. So between snacking and getting, I didn't say I look old. I said I'm getting old. Two very different things. But I think in the Rings of Power, you're trying to figure stuff out, right? Like who is
and all the names and the places
and trying to
so much.
And I know for me, I'm like, but that doesn't look like Mr. Smith from the Matrix. Like that's supposed to turn into Mr. Smith from the Matrix because that doesn't look like him. So there's that distraction. There's and for me who didn't read the books, I'm like, well, I know this happened in like the movies. How is this related to this? Like there's a lot of stopping and looking stuff. Same Dan. Especially when these young people are talking to me. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
You need a translator for that.
I do, and Avi is no help. But with Mandalorian, it's a new story. So like we see things that are familiar to us, like the carbonite. Like I saw that, I was like, oh, so that is something that all the bounty hunters do. But it's not where we're trying to connect to things. So it's not as thought intensive, I think, as Rings of Power. This is more fun.
Crystal, do you really want to know what the toddler is saying to you? Do you really want to?
Crystal, the scary part is when you do know what the toddler is saying, but they're like Pokemon, where nobody but the trainer can understand what they're saying. And it is another level of parenting.
Oh man!
And like when you get real good, like sometimes you can understand other people's toddlers, and that's like I gotta back off. Like I'm spending too much time with toddlers. I shouldn't. That's not my Pokemon. I should be able to understand it.
And then you have to worry about like which type of toddler is strong against which other type of toddler, and then you have to paddle them.
I mean, it's frowned upon. It is frowned upon, but sometimes
people look at you weird when you throw rocks at them and like try to push them.
I mean, I've had many a toddler throw a rock.
That's fair.
But that is neither here nor there. What have you been up to, Leia?
Not much. I just had a telecon with my sister yesterday, so it will be her first nerd convention ever. Yay! And it's JordanCon, so we planned costumes. I know. Oh my gosh, we're both getting
costumes.
Costumes, yeah. So she's going to. She was wondering, like, so helped her put together the concept of a Wise One costume because obviously she has to participate in the Aiel culture. So.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we were trying to figure out a duo that we're going to be. So I've got these great they're kind of more tailored like a guy's jacket, but they're for women. So I'd like to do gender bender. So I've done gender bender Matt and Rand in the past. So she's going to do Matt and I'm going to do Rand because, red hair. I think it's just easy.
Yes.
That's just easy.
Makes sense.
Maybe I'll bring my Perrin costume this year.
You should. I feel
You
like you should
should.
always bring it with you because who knows when you're going to need it at Jordan.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means I have to bring the hammer too.
I mean, yeah.
That means I gotta drive because they won't.
Well, I was going to ask, are you flying or driving?
They won't let me. I
I
would
won't
have
let
to,
you peace find it at TSA.
no, it's 60 pounds of steel.
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
that makes a difference.
Yeah, I'd have to put it in as cargo, and it would probably cost like a whole plane ticket.
And probably would not arrive when you did.
Oh, the hell! I'd be so mad. I would never put it on. I would never because if it got lost,
right.
That would be too tragic.
Yeah, I would cry.
It would be.
You'd see me cry.
All right. So excited that you guys are both going to be at Jordan Con's 15th year.
Ah, yes, I'm so
my
excited.
That is very exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my 15-year pin.
You are. I am not because I have not been there since the beginning. It just feels that way.
I mean, the amount of work that you put into. So.
Yeah, I gotta work on that. I put far too much work into everything I do. That's okay. All right, you guys want to get started?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So, for those who haven't been here before, I'm sure that's nobody at this point, but I'm gonna tell people anyway. I have my little timer over here so that you can follow along when we watch. I will be pressing play on that and on the show at the same time. So I'll give everyone a countdown. You watch it. We watch it together. We're not going to skip anything. We're not skipping the recap. I don't think there's commercials. No, there's no.
I don't think there's commercials.
There's no commercials on Disney Plus.
Disney
That's
Plus
a positive.
Disney Plus is the commercial, right?
It's true. So that's a positive for Disney Plus. So far, I think the group watches on Amazon Prime were far easier to use.
Yes.
They didn't give us stupid errors.
Yes, yeah, they didn't wig out on us.
Yeah. So far, last week and this week, we've had issues where it's telling us that it'll tell one of us that we're in the wrong region and can't watch the thing that we're trying to join to watch it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and me
never had that issue with Amazon. I will say.
And me and Leia are close enough that we could have gone to the other's house and watched it.
Probably.
Oh, so what you're saying is we're gonna see pictures of y'all two out on like the town at like the monuments in DC.
Maybe we
should
go to
make this happen.
We should go to National Harbor and ride the Ferris wheel.
Oh,
okay. I'm scared of heights, so as long as you don't mind me like death gripping your arms.
Never mind. We'll go to the mall in DC. It'll be fun.
The National Mall.
Yes, the National Mall.
Oh
we'll find some food trucks. It'll be great.
And I'm gonna be sad because I won't be able to be there and hang out with you guys.
I mean, you can.
That's a long trip, though.
It is.
I've actually never been to the monuments. I've been to all the museums in DC, not the monuments, though.
Well, you should plan a trip. You and Aaron plan a trip. Come up here. We'll go. It'll be Jordan Con on the road.
That's all right. I'm down. I've been wanting to do, and I got to go to get my library card for Library of Congress. I have my whole thing planned out. You have to have, in order to get the library card for Library of Congress, you have to have a reason to go in there. So like when you go to apply for it, you have to have like a specific reason that you need to go into the Library of Congress that you're researching. So I have like a paragraph written up where it's like that I have to memorize again. But it's like, I'm going to research the differences in religions of
I knew it was going to be religion, Tom.
Yeah, it was the differences in religions of the first established colonies as people landed on the shores in Tennessee. In South Carolina, migrating to Tennessee, and like it was a whole thing because I was gonna follow like I did like an ancestry thing, and like that's where my family came from.
That's cool.
So I want to be like I want to research that, and they have like crazy documents from that shit. So
there are actually 2 days a year that they're open in general to the public, and today was one. And I actually walked by, and they've got this driveway out front, and the line was all the way down the driveway. And I was like, "Oh, I forgot that was today."
Yeah. You could go if you get the card, but like I said, you got to have like a thing. You have to give, and they could just say no. So
yeah.
Oh, what up, Matt? What's going on?
Too lazy to write up something.
Yeah. I just want the card. I want my little card that says Library of Congress on it.
That'd be cool.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You let me know when you guys are coming up, and we'll make it happen.
I'm down. And then try to go into the White House and probably get denied because I'm on a list somewhere, probably.
Well, I don't know that I want to do all that, but
Yeah. You gotta like apply for all that. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do this countdown now. We're gonna watch this show. Here we go.
Hopefully that gave everybody time to queue up their Disney Plus.
Yeah.
right.
That was my kill a minute and 30 seconds bullshit. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yay. Okay. All right. Oh man, Carl Weathers. I every time I see him, I just get excited. I'm so glad that he was in one of the trailers for season 3. And I love that he's riding in this like jalopy thing, basically. He's just riding around in this like beat up old, what do they call it? A something jumper, skipper, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a something skipper or jumper. Maybe if Noman Garden will know what it's called. Noman Garden,
Yes.
what's it called?
Come on, Noman Garden. Don't let us down.
Yeah. Mine still says it's syncing, but my computer just might be slow.
Oh.
No. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
You'll catch up because that's the grand thing about being in the watch party. It'll immediately put you at our point.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to do nothing. If you have YouTube open, also you might want to close that.
I did close that already.
Okay,
I closed that in Discord.
Because that makes my computer be weird when I'm streaming and having the YouTube open.
I do have the chat open, but that's normally not a problem.
Okay. Season 1, episode 2. Garden the Child.
Yes.
No idea what that thing is called. I don't think that thing has a name.
The child?
No, that little blizzard thing. I was messing around with what's his name last week, Rory Ross, our guest, because there was a Kowakian monkey lizard on the screen. One of the
Oh,
yeah.
Thom.
Yeah.
Brian did know the name.
Yes, awesome. Okay.
He knew it, and he was half asleep when I asked him. He's like, "Wait a minute, give me a second." So he's all groggy, but he pulled it out. He knew the name. He got it.
I hope he comes to JordanCon this year so I can mess with him.
He
with
can.
Star Wars. Oh, right. He's bringing
Right.
Avi to the dance thing.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to Facebook message him Star Wars trivia while we're there.
Okay, so here's the thing. That man does not Facebook.
All right.
I'll give you his phone number. You can
All
text.
right. I got
him.
your phone number. I don't have his.
Yeah, I'll give you his phone number. But yeah, no, he does not Facebook. He goes on Facebook and then just looks at the stuff that I've posted.
Likes everything. Yeah.
To get up to date on what's going on. And I'm like, sir, we live in the same house. You can just come over here and ask. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So I just refreshed my. Oh, there we go.
Yay.
You got it now.
Yay. He has such. I like this. I even like his non-Beskar armor.
I think I just like the Mandalorian. It seems like
Yeah.
I just like this particular one. Because
So these guys are called Trandoshan.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's the race of.
That's the race that they're in, and they were pulled out of the first Trandoshan that originally appeared was called Bosk, and that's with the bounty hunters that are looking for Han Solo. So he's there, kind of behind Boba Fett,
Yep. And speaking of, he just disintegrated him, and Darth Vader in that scene says, "And no disintegrations." Like
yes,
he points, he wags his finger at Boba Fett when he says that.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that Mando does disintegrate people.
Yeah,
he's just not even messing with stunning them. He's like, no.
That is an insane thing, too. By the way, he disintegrated an entire life form with a shot from a gun.
Well, he does that a lot in this episode. Like all the Jawas that he shoots get disintegrated. So
if you had Grogu under your care, you'd be disintegrating stuff left and right too.
It's true. I will.
That. I mean, there's many people I've run into that should be very happy I don't have that technology.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Come on.
It's the
and
baby. Yay, Avi.
Hi, Avi, the other
Right.
baby.
Good night.
And this is when I first watched this. This was really the first time that we spent any amount of time with the baby, as it was called in the first season. It wasn't literally until the end of the second season that we got his name, Grogu.
Right.
But just in all of this is practical effects. So,
Now, I don't think I realized that.
yeah,
so I love him.
Yeah, there's very few times that they did CGI for the baby.
Yeah.
So I think there's 3 remote control operators. So one is just the eyes, one is the ears and the mouth, one is some general body movements, but then there's also a practical puppeteer, depending on which model they have. There's one where they put the hand up the butt, and there's one where it's wrong.
You know what? I'm gonna guess that is why people love Grogu so much. Because, like, I know
so tangible, you know,
right? And I know CGI is really good and everything, but yes, he looks realistic. Like, somebody could bring me one, and I'd be like, "That's legit." Like, that is.
There he is. Yeah. Oh no, he's over on this side. Right,
I'm like, that's.
The silhouettes also was really important to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That when all of these characters were walking in on the scenes, it was very much from the original Star Wars, that like you could tell the character who it was by the silhouette. So as they're coming in, I just like, that's really the first time you see Mando and the baby in their silhouette. So like I get jazzed up every time.
It's the same thing with there you go, it's disintegrating Jawas.
Yes.
It's the same thing with the Jawas too. Like if you saw like 2 of those, just the silhouette of 2 Jawas, like if you
know exactly what they are.
You know.
If you've seen one Star Wars movie, you'll know what that is.
Yeah. Which again, I feel like another version of a toddler.
Yes, Marasu, like it makes murders investigations impossible.
Yes. Yeah.
But I wonder those like bullets where they would have like energy patterns that they could detect.
I don't know. Like they could read them in the air, maybe.
I'm sure that somebody developed that technology. I mean, I watch a lot of forensic files. You'd be shocked.
Ain't nobody investigating who murdered 3 Jawas though. Like no one.
Not in the outer planets. No.
Not on Tatooine.
No.
Yeah.
Or no, he's not. Yeah.
Maybe if you were on Coruscant, they might care.
Yeah. Maybe. I still feel like. I feel like with Jawas, they're just like, you know what? That's unfortunate.
So I was in the Navy, and this reminds me very much of the bridge of a destroyer. So like the windows up front and all the controls and the little walkie that you just like pull straight down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this would definitely like be like a big ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
And this is something that you train to do too. Just throw garbage at the side of the ship at people trying to escape.
I mean, you do what you got to do.
We do throw a lot of trash over the side.
Yeah.
We won't tell.
But
he's got there it is right there. I was about to say
the grappling hook.
The grappling hook. It became a staple after Boba used it, and then like they made Rebels, and then it's like now every Mandalorian, it's like the standard issue grappling hook.
I mean, it's useful.
Super useful.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
We're not giving Avi a grappling hook. Her bedroom's on the 3rd floor. I don't need to make it easier for her to get out.
Especially not at the age she's at. She's getting into that.
We're getting right to that age. Like, no, ma'am.
You might need some carbonite.
I
was thinking that did remind me of the Adam West, like him walking up the side of the building.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
No, my God. That was,
I just love him plopping straight back.
Yep.
Oof.
So I will say something that I think I like about Mando. He's got like the Indiana Jones quality, where I like the fact that Indiana Jones is not the perfect hero. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's faces he makes, like he's like, oh, I should have, like, and I feel like even though you can't see Mando's face, there's lots of times where you know he's going, that was a mistake.
Yep.
That was Like everything isn't perfect, and I like that about heroes.
And that really speaks also to the physicality of Pedro Pascal, and what an amazing actor is you don't see his face.
Right.
Pretty much for the entire show, but just like it's very intentional motions and very deliberate. So
like
you can tell he's mad right there.
Yeah.
Right.
But Pedro Pascal, like, oh my God. Like, if you watch him in Narcos and then watch him in Game of Thrones and now Last of Us and this, and then you just see him as an act, like as a person.
Yeah.
Like he's like a goofball. Like,
yes.
He's like that uncle, the fun uncle.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's these super serious, like he can make you cry, he could scare you.
He's working. He is working. So I'm just
saying that's how good he is, though.
There was a clip from a Saturday Night Live skit that he did when he was on there where he completely broke character. Like he is, and that is my favorite thing is when people in comedy skits break character. I'm like, that is the best thing ever.
Especially on Saturday Night Live, because
it only takes one before everybody has lost it.
Man, the Jawas jacked up.
Real, man.
They did. That is what the Jawas do, man.
It looks like the stereotypical bit they used to play in like all the 80s movies where it was like, oh, you park your car on the wrong street and then you turn around and you come back and there's no doors, no wheels.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exact. But there's no antagonist in this episode because the Jawas are just jawing.
Yep.
Right. Nobody's after him.
The Mudhorn is, which I feel so bad for the Mudhorn. Like she's just trying to protect her little egg.
Right.
Yep.
So she's not, she's not deliberately trying to hurt Mando. She's just like, you're in my cave trying to take my fucking baby. Like we're not doing this.
Right. That's why I really like this. Like I like a lot like shows that do that have it's kind of like a monster of the week like on Supernatural, and then like just like the process show, like it's just background noise. That's I like to do that in my D&D games, is present something that attacks but isn't necessarily a bad guy, and then it gives the players the opportunity to be kind and benevolent. See, in there, that's what Quill. I don't think he's actually told us his name yet. Quill is saying like the Jawas are like they don't steal, they just take.
They're just scrappers. Everybody's got to make their way in the universe. That's how they do it.
You're going to trade with Jawas? You out of your mind? My wife bought me an I Have Spoken shirt.
Oh, that's the best.
That's probably that's one of the CG scenes right there.
Definitely.
That I love him with the frogs. Like it's adorable, but also you need a whole frog.
So gross.
It is.
That's fantastic.
Yes,
so with
I like that they're playing like the theme music, like this the hardcore Mandalorian theme music, while he's just riding a sled through the rain and the mud behind an Ugnaught. Like it's. I feel like it's a little comedical, but at the same point, like.
Oh, Noman Garden did point out that Pedro didn't do the body work, like the stunts
and
everything.
So he does have two stunt doubles. One is Brandon Wayne and the other is Lateef Crowder. So Brandon Wayne is actually a professionally trained gunslinger. Ooh. So when he's whipping out
John Wayne's grandson.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool. See, I learned something today. So he's the one that's like whipping out the pulse rifle and doing all the grappling hook shooting and moves. And then there's Lateef Crowder, who does more of the mixed martial arts type stuff.
Nice. I feel like I need stunt people in my life.
That'd be nice.
To go to the grocery store for me.
Oh, so here's the thing. I don't go to the grocery store. I order groceries online and pick them up. I'm not going in there with those people.
That's smart.
Also, I'll buy stuff I don't need.
Also true.
Yeah.
Can't take his blaster.
It's so interesting here because this is for anybody who hadn't really experienced the Mandalorian culture, because Mandalorians really, if you're a TV watcher only, were really only in Clone Wars and Rebels, the show.
And very different from like this version of Mandalorian.
Yeah, because this is a particular subcult within So, I mean, yeah, so you didn't even really see this group in either Clone Wars nor Rebels.
The closest thing in Clone Wars and Rebels is the Death Watch.
Yes.
And they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys, and they're still not this religious sect. They're still more of a, like in those two shows, they're more political factions than I love that.
He's such a temper. Like, just give me my stuff.
Yeah, but that just shows, like, it's just the writing and the acting, and like, he's got a lot of personality there.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are just
so
amazing.
Glad they're involved in so many things that I love and cherish, because I feel like they're doing a good job. They're just like, we also love and cherish these things.
Oh,
I wonder if there's any significance to the Jawas having red eyes and not yellow eyes.
I don't recall anything. I think it was just a color that they were using in the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
gonna say it's how you can tell which little tribe they belong to, because I like that idea. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, so these are the same. This is the same tribe from.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. The Return of
These are the Jawas from the west side, and then the ones with the yellow eyes are from the north side.
There you go.
I like that. Yeah, I like that new headcanon.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Also, just how excited they get about the egg.
Yeah.
Saga.
And he's like, go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, I like that they got Nick Nolte for that part. Like, he's a crazy person. He's a little bit of a crazy person, but
he's all a bit of a crazy person.
Yeah. He's not as bad as Gary Busey, which a lot of people confuse him with all the time.
Well, his voice for that is so just muted and calm.
He's got an iconic voice.
Yeah, but he changes it so much that I didn't recognize it the first time I saw the show, and I was like, that sounds familiar. I don't know who that is. And
see, the character looked like him to me. Like, that's what I said. I was like, is that him?
He does look like so it's not Nick Nolte. The actor who's in the bodysuit, her name is Misty Rosa.
But I think they designed the character to kind of to look like him. So when I saw it,
does look like him.
Looks like
well, so ironically, the Ugnaughts are, so it's not deliberately designed to look like him. It's an Ugnaught, which is from if the Empire Strikes Back, up in the City in the Sky. They're the ones that are like kind of the little mechanics, so they're the ones that are throwing
throwing the parts with 3PO. I got you.
So Quill is specifically based off of that race, and I think it's just kind of like ironic that Nick Nolte looks like them. Like one of those, like, you look like your pet type things.
You look like an Ugnaught from Star Wars.
Yes.
They're basically the Star Wars version of gnomes from, like, classic fantasy, because gnomes are usually like the tinkerers and builders.
Yeah.
And that's what they are.
Yeah. Well, in the original trilogy, that's not really mentioned that they're like enslaved, but as you'll learn through the next couple of episodes, and even this episode, like, Quill has ended his servitude, and like this is his freedom, and which is why he's making all these choices.
They don't really get into how horrible the Empire is in the original movies.
Yeah,
which is
you
why
get a sense of it, but there's so much information packed. That's why I love all the supplemental material.
Yeah, the books and the cartoons.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
just what's up?
Gnome and Garden has taken offense at your gnome comment.
What I'm saying, you tinker. I've seen it.
I'm just saying. I felt like you needed to know that.
Are they tinkering pots there? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. He's always outside banging pots together, making all kinds of racket.
I love how he just like pulls out his knife. Like, what the hell are you gonna do with that?
Yeah,
but his armor is so damaged and brutal.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Grappling
hook.
Like,
the kid still isn't really sure about him. Like, Grogu's like not. He's not sure.
Right. But I feel like Grogu probably got a good vibe off of Mando.
Yeah.
He's got a high EI. Yeah.
Yeah. He's he's a Force user, and he's old,
right,
and he's a powerful Force user. So
yes.
So he could probably sense
the goodness.
The goodness in him, but not just that. He probably, like, I guarantee he's already started like having feelings for the kid, because as we learn later,
right? Well, you see him
Djarin is a foundling.
You see him at the beginning of this episode going and trying to heal Mando, so he's already trying to do something kind for this guy,
right?
There's a impactful line in the next episode where Mando is talking to the forger, and he says, I can't accept this because my enemy helped me, but my enemy didn't know I was his enemy. So, like, that's speaking to, like, Grogu doesn't know that Mando is bad. Yeah. Well, and here, just like being saved. That's also such an iconic picture right there.
Oh yeah, it's a
mud horn in the air.
And him covered in mud.
Yeah. And then him turn around.
Hell.
Yes, but him I am sure when he turns around and he's like, what is happening right now? Like, I feel like this is the point at which he was like, oh what have I gotten into? Yeah. Like, this is probably a little bit more intense than I bargained for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He could Grogu could probably sense that Din Djarin like feels a kinship with him, in the sense of, like, because he was a foundling, and like now he's like, where he feels he probably has to protect this kid, and now he was probably thinking, I'm gonna die, what's gonna happen to this kid? And then the kid's like, oh, he's worrying about me. All right, I'll save him.
Yeah.
Is that sounds like a dirty Mandalorian sounds like, one of those, like, euphemisms that kids say, and like
I was gonna say it's a drink you could get at a bar in Coruscant.
That too. I was gonna say it's something like, like a dirty Sanchez, or one of those, like, things. I don't know. A euphemism is the best thing I could.
Yeah.
Is the egg hairy? Yes, the egg is hairy. I forgot about that. That's fucking weird.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
The whole thing, like, with the egg, is just like the fact that the Jawas want to eat the egg, and then the egg has this like woolly mammoth hair covering it. And
I've decided that if I ever meet Jon Favreau and or Dave Filoni, I'm going to ask them who decided to make the egg hairy in episode 2, because
that just
creeps me out a little bit.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Like, are there even hairy eggs like in existence anywhere?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
I hope
Star Wars, so why not?
Right. Like, I mean, if there ever was going to be a place for hairy egg, it would be this. It would be here.
I really need you to never say hairy egg ever again. Never say those words ever again, please. Thank you.
I mean, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy saying it. So
it just kind of looks like a cousin it head.
Yeah, it does. It looks like
like a kiwi. It looks like a kiwi.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, is it gonna be enough for all of them?
I literally think, my opinion is that this is kind of like a drug for them. And they're all about to get super high.
Okay. All right. I see that.
That makes more sense.
Because they are way too excited. Like,
they are.
Even my favorite food, I don't get that excited for.
Yeah. And I certainly wouldn't have anybody risk their life for it. Like, I like cheesecake, but it's not that serious.
That's right? True. Oh, man, now I want cheesecake.
I've wanted cheesecake all day, actually, Thom, and I'm really, really hoping I get some tomorrow.
Erin made a cheesecake like a month ago, and I'm still thinking about it. She made a...
That's funny.
It was she made a vanilla bean cheesecake. It was so good.
Ooh.
So with the blurgs, they did some stop motion capture to get that jaunting motion right, and then CGI'd over it.
That's cool.
To make sure that they stuck to what the original motion and like themes of what the original blurgs were.
Yeah.
Little fingers.
Yeah, so apparently, like, when Jon Favreau told Dave Filoni, like, yeah, we're gonna do some stop capture. Dave was like, why?
Why?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And this scene, like this montage, stresses me out so much because I can't imagine by hand fixing a ship and then flying it into space afterwards. Like, I would not trust myself.
I get nervous when my husband fixes the brakes on my car and he's like, all right, it's good. I'm like, but is it? Because this is not your full-time job.
Yeah.
You learn
I
by
wonder.
doing. So
I wonder if like for the Mandalorians, if like the ship is similar to like weapons and armor to them is not. They're probably not as sacred, obviously, but like
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I feel like anybody who pilots a ship, the ship is sacred to them to some degree.
I was gonna say.
Right? Because I mean, I named my car and it just gets me like places around the DMV. So I feel like if you've got a ship that's taking you all across the galaxy, that you have some kind of maybe not the same from Solo with the droid being uploaded into the Millennium Falcon.
The important question is, what's your car's name?
Oh, so the van I have right now, her name is Tessa. She's Tessa Town and Country. We've had a Tawny Town and Country. We've had Tallulah Town and Country. Because I need to have a name for when things are going bad.
Okay, like you got to yell at somebody.
No, it's not even yell. It's to encourage. Like that.
Okay.
To give encouragement. Brian still hasn't named his car, and it really bothers me. And it's got this thing where it's got the auto stop, but sometimes the auto stop like stops, and I keep going. That's because you didn't name it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mine. I also have a minivan, but it's the Caravan, which is the same thing as the Town and Country.
It is. Yeah. Just one's Chrysler and one's Dodge.
Yeah, they have different front ends. They have different little. It's a Decepticon. I have Decepticon stickers and decals.
Very nice.
And I named it Bell Scream.
Okay.
So I have a Wheel of Time reference and Decepticons.
Very nice. Very nice.
I love the crossover.
Yeah.
Works real well.
It does work very well. I love a good crossover, actually.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stickers on. Well, it's not a lot, but there's a couple on the back windshield. And then my license plate is another reference.
Oh.
TK421.
Ooh. Nice.
Anybody? We'll see if Noman Garden knows what it is.
I know what it is, but I'll let people guess.
Yeah.
Bye, Quill.
I like that they bring him back. I like that he comes back. It's sad because
oh gosh, poor Quill.
But I'm glad they bring him back. How much do you think that they changed his ship to be more of like a fighter, like one or two people fighter, just so that people aren't like, get a crew, have more actors on the show.
Well, it does look small enough. Well, and he does invite somebody. So like, I think it's possible that it could be a multi-crew ship, but he just does it by himself because he's
I mean his new ship. I said when you brought your kitty. When you brought your kitty, I said, Kitty, and my cat is in the cat tree next to me. And she looked over. She was like, you talking to me?
Oh, she got a little jealous.
I wasn't calling you.
Oh, good morning, Grogu. You woke up.
He's going to need a snack.
Yeah, you got any frogs up in there?
Yeah, he's going to need a snack. Look at him, though. He's just, it's the big eyes. Like anything with big eyes.
Yeah.
The scenes that are like this, they actually did make a model of the Razor Crest.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a lot of. They did a few miniature.
They did. They weren't originally going to do a lot of them, but then they built a model of the Razor Crest, and they just liked the way it looked and the motion, and it kind of gave them a lot more of the vibes of the original.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That they actually kept with it. So I think it's episode 4 or 5 where there's a lot of space scenes. Like there's a lot of Razor Crest in there.
Yeah. The art at the end of these, like I would take every single shot as like a print and put it on my wall. They're amazing.
So I will say, I remember watching this for the first time and being like disappointed it was short. I was like, this was short, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was this felt real short?
Yeah.
And I was like, but I wanted to see more. Like he just woke up.
I know.
Like I want to.
Oh yeah. It very much leaves you just craving more.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is why, like, Dave Filoni, I mean, don't get me wrong, Jon Favreau is an amazing director and an amazing writer. But this is why all of Dave Filoni's Star Wars stuff, she got summoned. Sorry, she's here.
Aww.
Hello, Lanfear. This is Lanfear. Sorry, she jumped on my desk and she was going to walk on the keyboard. All of the stuff that Dave Filoni did, like the later seasons of Clone Wars, Rebels, it's just like the writing is amazing. Like some of it's like, yes, it's a cartoon, and yes, technically it's a some of it was written, like some of it was on the Disney Channel, like it was a children's cartoon. But
it started on ABC right before there was the Disney.
But that was the first 2 or 3 seasons of Clone Wars,
because it was Lucas animation.
Yeah, and George Lucas didn't give a shit about it until he was like, yeah, just do whatever you want, just make sure it's not dumb. And then he came and listened. I think it was either he listened to the voice actors doing the first episode, or he read the scripts for the first episode and was like, wow, this is amazing, this is really good, and he got really into it after that.
Well, I think that I think there needs to be more children's cartoons with good writing, because there's enough. Trust me, I've seen enough of them where I'm like, what kind of drugs?
Yeah,
like I know it had to be, but like even like I mean, Avi has her array of cartoons she watches. Some are like, it's just a good time. It's just silly. But also, she has to watch Avatar: Last Airbender. Like, it's not optional.
I was about to say, I mean, between Clone Wars, Rebels, and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it's a required watching for her. But no, I mean, I like the fact that they are like, yeah, we're aiming this at kids, but you know what? That doesn't mean it has to be crap.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't. Well, so I grew up. I was born in 82, so like all the movies had come out by the time I was really old enough to watch them. And of course, like there wasn't really Blockbuster at the time, but I remember going on vacations around Easter, and there would always be a Star Wars marathon, like back-to-back days, and just watching every single second that I could with my dad. That's awesome. And so that's how I got into Star Wars. But then he was interested, like we like geeked out over it. It was something that we really bonded on, but he didn't go super deep into the Star Wars world like a lot of people did. And it wasn't until I was an adult, and like even after the episodes 1, 2, and 3 came out, and then I started watching the cartoons and I was like, oh my God, Dad, you have to watch this because it makes things make so much more sense. And it's got all of like, there's all this history and background information that George Lucas had in his head that Dave Filoni geeked out on enough. And like, and a lot of those other like ILM and, Lucas Animation people that they also knew because they had worked with Lucas so much. And so they were able to go into all of that history and make it fairly seamless. Yeah. Fairly. I'm going to say fairly because some of the stuff with C-3PO and R2-D2, it's like they shouldn't have been there. But whatever.
They still don't really have that completely ironed out.
Yeah. So here's the thing. R2 needs to be everywhere because he knows the whole history of everything and he's not a snitch.
It's true.
Yeah, he's not a snitch. C-3PO is.
But yes, anyway, that's why they keep wiping his memory. Because
I know, right? but yeah, they were able to make it super seamless. But I was telling my dad, I was like, oh my God, you told me. He's like, you want me to watch a cartoon? Like, Dad, this is not just a cartoon. I was like, it's just an easy medium to tell these like adult stories.
I think it's episode 2 of season 2 of Rebels. All you have to do is show him like the last 10 minutes of that episode, which is a slight spoiler. I won't give it completely away, but that's the one where a certain Sith runs into Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And that scene, there's so much in that scene that you know what? Fuck it. All right. So this is a spoiler for if you haven't seen Rebels and you don't want to get spoiled for Rebels. I mean, it's been out for years at this point. But just skip for the next 30, 40 seconds. But the Sith is Darth Maul. Obviously, he's not dead. But when Obi-Wan goes to fight him, right? He starts off with I'm young Obi-Wan stance. So like he has the lightsaber pointed forward and his hand forward. And that's young Obi-Wan. That's if you go back and watch episodes 2,
1,
3,
2, 3.
Even, this is like his starting stance is always like that.
Whereas when he got older, he's like, I can't move quite as easily. Like this might be hard to do.
Yeah. Then he moved into Allen Guinness, 2 hands in front of him, lightsaber slightly tilted forward. Allen Guinness Obi-Wan stance. Then he looks at Maul for a second and moves into Qui-Gon Jinn. When Maul killed Qui-Gon Jinn, that was the stance he was in. And then he could see Maul take the bait. Maul does he moves his feet in a certain way. And then Maul does the exact same. Like if you watch the scene when he kills Qui-Gon Jinn in episode 1, and then that scene, he does Darth Maul does the exact thing that he did to Qui-Gon Jinn, except Obi-Wan was ready for it. So he kind of learned in that point, oh, this is like when he first saw Obi-Wan, what he thought was, here's this washed out old man, hiding in the desert, trying to survive. When he got hit with that lightsaber, Maul realizes like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is a Jedi master on his post guarding something amazing, which was why right after that, he was like, you're guarding the chosen one. He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps just talking about the scene again, remembering it. Like, it's just such a good scene.
It ties all of these details. So if you're only a movie watcher, when you watch Han Solo and oh my God, you literally just said it. And Darth Maul. Head pops up at the end. Like if you're just a movie watcher, the last thing that you know is in episode 1, he kind of gets cut in half and falls down. There's this whole entire backstory where he bad guy and then kind of a pseudo good guy, but then a bad guy again.
Yeah, and it spans through Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yes,
it's so good. It's just the writing is so good.
I
wish they let them write for the prequels too, but I guess Jon Favreau was a little young at that point, so it was fun.
No. When the prequels were coming out as the Clone Wars, I think the Clone Wars cartoon was kind of like in the middle of the movies, right?
It was in between 2 and 3.
But it was released years after the movies came out.
Right, but it was
the original
movies.
Because
No, the prequel movies.
Because I remember that I went and bought it because my husband is slightly obsessed. I'm like, well, then let's be completely obsessed. Let me buy everything.
Not me. Wars. I don't like Star Wars.
But I remember the scene that starts episode 3 is literally like the next scene from the end of the cartoon.
Yeah. So, they did a great job. And that's something that I think that they're doing with these Disney Plus shows too in a great way, is really buttoning up all of those last open story plot holes and stuff like that as best as they can, obviously.
Right. There's only so much you can do. But I do
so excited for Ahsoka. Sorry.
My God.
I do feel like the people who are doing all the continuity, like there and like Marvel is amazing to me. Like that, like I don't know how much you get paid, but shout out to you, because like
Kevin
just
Feige,
continuity in my just regular real life, like stuff that's actually happened to me. I have trouble keeping that straight.
Yeah. So not to always tie it back to Wheel of Time, but to tie it back to Wheel of Time.
I was totally going to do that too.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. The Maria was the
yes.
Was the continuity.
Well, and then for the shows you've got Sarah Nakamura.
Sarah. Yeah.
So
but Maria Simmons, she was the continuity expert for Robert Jordan. So like when Robert Jordan would write chapters, he would hand those chapters to Maria, and then Maria would read them, and she would be like, "Oh no, this Aes Sedai is from Saldea, not Tarvon," or like, this Aes Sedai has blue eyes, not gray eyes, and like,
and that
that
is amazing to me. That like, because like I said, real life people, I can't keep it together. Much less somebody that I will never actually see in person, but I'm going to remember all these details about them.
Gosh.
And the other funny thing is, so for those who are in the Wheel of Time fandom, probably know what Raffo means.
Yes.
But for those who don't, it means read and find out. So that's something that Robert Jordan coined years ago, where people would ask questions and he would say Raffo, as in I'm going to write about it, so I'm not going to answer your question. Maria is so knowledgeable in the Wheel of Time that Brandon Sanderson, who finished the series, when he was on panels and stuff like that, if he didn't know the answer to the question, he would say Maria and find it. He would Matho them.
Yes.
he would be like, go ask Maria, because I don't know.
Yeah. No, that is a legit thing. That is a legit thing.
Maria and find out. Now he just does it because he doesn't want to. Like now he says, says it now. Yeah, because I'm done with Wheel of Time.
Right.
But he used to do it at JordanCon when he was still writing.
Yes, absolutely. And Maria would know.
Yeah, she would. Absolutely. She would.
Like, if it is something Maria didn't know, that's because Robert Jordan didn't think of it. You know what I mean? Like it's something that
he just didn't put his thoughts on paper.
Yeah.
So like maybe it was somewhere in his head, but he just didn't put it on paper.
It was something that he was like, it doesn't matter. That's one thing. Like I need to know it for me, but in the overall grand scheme of things, it's irrelevant.
Pronouncing Rayfode. Yeah, I can see that. I still love his I forgot who brought it up, but I really embraced it. Someone called him R2J2.
Yes, I've seen that.
So I refer to him solely as that now. R2J2. It's perfect. I forgot when someone said it, but I was like, that's amazing.
I've definitely seen that posted somewhere.
Now is a great time, now that we've been sitting and talking with you and everyone sees how amazing you are. Why don't you give a little pimping to where people can see you and listen to you if they want to come and find you?
Absolutely. I'd love to. So I am Roof Mistress Leia. I am one of the several co-hosts on a YouTube podcast called Threefold Talks. The vast majority of us are Aiel. We identify Aiel, and we
got one pesky wetlander on there.
Yeah, we do have one pesky wetlander, and he tries to keep up, and we just make fun of him the whole time. And he's very good natured about it. But that's on the Malkier Talks YouTube channel. Yeah, he's like the nicest guy ever.
He is.
And then I'm also on Twitter as Roof Mistress.
Awesome. Well, do you guys have do you have a podcast currently in the pipeline that's coming out soon?
We do our shows every Thursday live at 9 p.m. So you can actually participate if depending what time zone you're in or what's going on in life, everybody's welcome. Ebony's actually been on our show.
I have. Yeah. I have been on
a lot of fun.
It's because I'm the mother of an Aiel. That is why.
We did a lot of discussions about Avienda and how she.
Oh, and so I don't know if you saw the Twitter post where I was reminded that 2012 world was supposed to end. Avi found that out and she thought about it. She was like, they got it wrong. The world wasn't ending. The world ender was being born in reference to herself. So I'm trying to make sure she uses her powers for good, but I can make no promises.
I just realized that someone who was born in 2012 walked onto the screen a minute ago because
and is it like
11.
Growing human being?
Yeah, they're a whole person.
Yeah, no, like a whole person with a lot of personality and opinions.
Hey man, you put those there. That's you.
So, but here's the thing, that wasn't me at 11. That's me at 46. And I keep saying there can't be two 46-year-old Black women living in this house. I keep something's got to give.
I mean, apparently there can be.
No, because every
not for much. She said living. That like
every day when she was a baby. So my oldest is 25, and I keep saying when Avi turns 15, she has to go live with her 30-year-old sister, and people think I'm joking. And one of us are going. One of us is moving to Columbus, Ohio. I don't know.
Man. That's rough. Well, you'll be closer for WatCon. So.
I will be
was
closer
just
for
gonna say
WatCon.
that.
Yeah, I
there
will
you
be
go.
close. I plan on going this year.
Me too.
That is,
Me too.
That is
I got my hotel room.
because then I can also visit because both of my older kids are in Columbus.
Oh, that's nice. That's
so I
super
can
awesome.
go visit them. But yeah, I haven't told Brian we're going yet. But I figure since he can't go to Jordan Con, that would be a nice I mean, because honestly, Jordan Con,
it's just as good.
Right, but Jordan Con is our one getaway without any children, right? And then starting next year, Avi's going to be coming to Jordan Con with us, so that's yes, and she cannot wait to meet her fans. Like she is just.
Was she excited? Like did when she saw Ayula?
Yeah, well, remember because she did the video. She did the Dragon Mount video announcing her, and yes, she was very excited.
Like because
they look alike.
They do.
They look alike.
And she's a good actress, like in the other stuff. Things like others seen her in.
Well, Avi was like, "Well, if they are doing a flashback, I mean, I look like her. I can do the flashback."
She's already. She's
been like this her entire life.
With this.
I love it. I love
Get it, girl.
She's been like this her entire life, and I don't. It's amazing to me. Like I have no worries about her as an adult. Like I worry about other people.
Oh my God. I was gonna say all we have to do is get her. Like if she can talk, like if Rafe comes to Jordan Con or if he does like an interview with us, all she needs is 1 second with him, and I feel like she'll have.
So she charms everybody.
I know she does.
You should get Matt Hatch at Jordan Con to interview her for the Dusty Wheel that they do live.
We will, but it'll have to be next year. But like she was
next
already
year.
Right, but she's already like, "Mommy, I need ribbons," and I'm like, "Ma'am, what do you know about a ribbon?"
It's amazing what kids absorb, even though like you don't necessarily have those direct conversations with them. Right. They just they know it because you've been doing it for so long.
True, and she's always known that her name came from the Wheel of Time. Like she's always known that. And in school they're doing fantasy and writing. And
cool.
They did they had a little class party because they were good. And me and Brian went in to hang out with them because we're the favorite parents. And I told them that Avi's name was from a fantasy series. So of course they all went and Googled it.
And they get to see how much of a badass her character is.
But also, if you Google Avienda, like pictures of Avi come up, right? Like, so according to Avi, she's famous because if you Google her name,
I mean, how many people have seen that? Like, no joke though. Like, people, especially in the last 2 years when they announced her character in the show, like, but even just as a character in the books.
Yes, but I will say, I mean, I don't know it was the smartest character to name a child after because now I got a Maiden of the Spear.
Oh man!
And
I see nothing wrong with this.
So you know why?
I'm also only a cat parent, so
I was gonna say it's because it's the disciplining part because like it's like the stuff is legit that she says and does like. But you're 11. I can't let you think you can say that to other adults.
There you go. Noman Garden
I mean,
has it. You just voluntold her at Jordan Con when she's there. Like, you have work to do over there. Go do work.
See, and this is how I know you all have not interacted with her in real life.
Not yet.
Because like it's going to be her and Aaron are going to just be roaming around.
That's true. Oh man, Aaron's going to be like. What is she? She's gonna be there. Are
they
the same
14?
age?
No.
Nah, she's a couple years older.
She's a couple years older than Avi, but it's gonna be those.
So
two.
She's gonna be kind of looking up to her because she's 14 and she's gonna be 12 or 13. Oh man.
Yeah, no, but we're gonna have this little pack of wild tweens and young teenagers roaming around Jordan Con together. Yeah, and it's gonna be great.
And to bring it back to Wheel of Time again, so Erin. Which is the young woman that Ebony is talking about. Her dad, his name is Bao, and that is where Bao the Wild comes from.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
That is why that character is named Bao the Wild.
Yep. But no, it'll be a good time. She's already looking forward to it. I don't know if I am, but it'll be a good time no matter what.
It's going to be a great time, and I hope I see some of the people from chat at Dragon Mount. We might have at Jordan Con. we might have some fun dragon mounts / this show inspired ribbons to give people.
We absolutely should have those things.
We will. I mean, I have a shit ton of dragon mount ribbons.
Me
But-
too.
I've already been thinking of some special ribbons.
And
I'll
then
have
you
them.
need a rewatch for people who have seen a rewatch episode.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
they could tell you a guest name or
Hashtags.
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I used to be the one that ran all the games at JordanCon years ago.
Oh, really?
When we did the games at JordanCon, like we did a choose your own adventure scavenger hunt. Me and my wife
fun.
ran that whole game. So like I got games ideas out the ass. So like I will have some crazy stuff going on. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. But Leia, thank you so much. Also, I have a niece named Leia. Just so you know, that is
really?
that is how deep my husband's family is.
So funny story how I figured, because I was looking for a Discord name.
Mhm.
And it was right after May the 5th be with you.
Mhm.
Or May the 4th be with you, sorry.
It's-
And I was actually,
I didn't even notice that.
yeah,
Please
May the 4th be with you. And on that May the 4th, I was actually wearing the same shirt, which is my Princess Leia Rebel
Ooh.
shirt.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I like my hair was longer, so I did like little makeshift
Mhm.
Princess Leia buns. And my middle name is Lee, Leigh.
Okay.
And I am just terrible, absolutely terrible at coming up with fantasy names or like makeup
hard.
names or
It's
things like
hard.
that. Like
Yeah.
if we're at trivia and somebody's like, go come up with a group name, I'll be like, and so it'll be
Yeah.
because I just
Perfect.
can't. But I was on the phone with my parents talking like again, like I was literally heading to work like this, like with my hair like that. I had a jacket on, like a blazer on and black pants
And you're
and the
sitting
shirt's tucked in. I'm an engineer, so everybody appreciated the effort.
Yes.
But that being said, my mom's like, "Oh, you're Princess Leia." I was like, and this was after the 8th movie. Yeah, the 8th movie came out.
Mhm.
Whatever. Anyway, 7th movie, and I was like, "No, I'm not Princess Leia. I'm General Leia."
There you go. There you
I
go.
got all sassy, and then 2 days later, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I have really just for the first time got on a Wheel of Time Discord. So I was trying to figure out a Discord name, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh, I'll just stick with Leia.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
My first name is Amy, so Lay just inversed it, did an
Right.
IEL thing, put a
There you
tag
go.
in there.
Very nice. Well, I love it. So
Yeah,
And
so-
there's another Leia also at JordanCon. She's a stained glass artist.
yes, she makes all my dragon
Yes.
babies that are
Yes.
downstairs.
Oh my
in
gosh, her stuff is so gorgeous.
Yes,
So
no,
good.
I have a china cabinet full of her dragons because who needs china?
It's true. I only got one. It's downstairs, but it's got amazing these wings. I got to get a good picture of it.
Well, she does the classes that like
Yes.
sell
She
out-
does,
or
yeah,
like they
and-
sell out so quickly.
I want to say they already
Immediately.
They
They
are.
are. They are.
She-
They are.
yeah.
She posted
Yeah,
it and was
she
sold out
posted
within
it,
yeah.
like 40 minutes. Like even
Yeah,
less.
Oh,
Yeah,
kitty,
exactly. This is Paca, my
She
little
came back.
tripod.
I said it again. She
You
came
said
back.
it again. See?
What's
I'm
your
never
cat's name?
getting invited back because Tom's cat is
No,
going
it's
to
okay.
be
She's
perpetually
gonna have PTSD.
The reality is Tom wants the cat to come over.
It's true.
So
It's true. I
fine.
do. What's your cat's name?
So this one is Paca. The white one that was on earlier is Dari, which we actually named live on Threefold Talk.
Aw.
Yeah, I had just gotten the kitten that day. And so I had locked myself in the living room. I was actually sitting right behind where I am now, but on the floor, and all the cats were around me growling at each other, and the
Oh.
kitten was just all over the place. So our fans are called Foldies. So the Foldies suggested names, my co-host. I narrowed it down to 3 of my favorites, and then they voted on them.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Again,
And it
bad
didn't
at
end up Cat McCatface. So I mean, that's
bad at names, which is why I said I wanted to choose my favorite 3, and then they could neck it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
So
This cat was a rescue, and when we got it, its name was Kitty. which is probably why
Mike comes when you say kitty. Yeah.
Yeah, but we renamed her to Lanfear, and she responds. She responds.
How
to
old
that
was
as
she
well.
when you got her?
It's been like 5 months since that
Oh,
we've had
okay.
her.
Oh,
Yeah, we've only
wow.
had her for like 5 months. Yeah, it was. She's 4 or 5 or something.
Okay. Oh, so she's like late teenage-ish.
Yeah. We have 2 4-year-olds and a 19-year-old cat.
Nice. Yeah, I've got so Paca's 8 and Wilder. Again, I've never named any of my cats. So some of my friends on Discord named Wilder, who was alley cat for the longest time when I lived here, and then one day just decided he was going to walk into my apartment and has.
Don't you love
not
how
left.
cats do that? Cats are
This
just
is
like,
mine now. This
Yeah.
is mine now. That's what they do.
and us as humans, we're just like, okay.
Okay.
Just-
My first cat that I literally got was, I was in grad school and it was a Saturday. So we were doing a study group, came home just really quickly to get a sandwich. And then I had like something at work that I needed to go do. So I was like, just going to do this quick turnaround from study group, sandwich, work. This cat was sitting outside my door. It's like, oh, hey, kitty. Open the door. Whew, right inside.
Right.
And,
And then you had a cat. Then you had a cat.
I have a cat now.
I don't know how many bugs. I just like disgusting like infestations. He was totally fine,
That's good.
but literally never left.
We have 3: Luna, Lanfear, and Luther.
Very nice. I like the
I like the L
Ls.
names.
Yeah, well,
Nice
I was gonna name Luther.
alliteration.
It's true. I was gonna name Luther Idris, but she wouldn't. My wife didn't want to be yelling Idris all the time.
I could say something real inappropriate, but I'm not.
It's true.
I mean, I kind of want to be yelling Idris all the time.
It's true.
Like, if I got
That's
any
why
other-
I wanted to name him Idris. I have a T-shirt that says my ideal weight is Idris Elba on top of me. I have it. I gotta wear that to JordanCon.
Yes.
But we settled on Luther because of his
character.
show.
Yeah.
John Luther. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that show, by the way.
Oh,
Yep.
so good.
Very good.
All right.
All right. I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
Lay it.
I mean, as much as I love talking to y'all, we
I
can't
mean-
keep it. We can't keep people up too late.
Yeah.
True.
Can you even go over all of my notes?
I mean,
really,
really.
because there's so much Mandalorian.
It's true.
I mean, we really.
And then we got to see what. Then we're gonna do the same thing that we did for this series, where we'll do a poll on what show we're gonna
What we're
watch.
gonna do next?
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll have Mandalorian. We'll have Mandalorian season 2 on there. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, and
like-
season 3 starts.
March 1st.
March 1st.
Wednesday.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to do this now. So it's like a nice way to prepare
Yeah.
for
Yep.
what are they going to do in season 3. I'm really excited for that.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yes, make sure to go and give Roof Mistress a follow over on Twitter
Mhm.
and check them out. You, Bane and Chiad, and
Melendra, Wise One, Shelley, and Rob.
Rob on Threefold Talk on Thursday at
9 p.m. Eastern on
9
Malgear Talks YouTube channel.
There you go. So
All
yeah,
right.
and I have the I will post a link for everyone to find as well. I love all of you pretty people, and I hope to see all of you at JordanCon.
Yes.
Absolutely will.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.